Hello, my Mobile DocForm users. Today we will go over the Mobile DocForm dashboard. The dashboard for Mobile DocForm is pretty interesting because you can find out several different things, or a number of different things actually. You can find out the total number of users. You can find out the total number of groups you have. You can find out how many of the forms that you created have been completely submitted. You can find out of the forms that you created, how many are outstanding. You can find out the submission rate. So basically, out of the total number of forms that have been created, how many have been completed. You can also find out the most submitted forms and the most outstanding forms. So let's get into it. Very first thing I'm going to do is log in. The good thing is once you log in, the very first thing you're going to see is the dashboard. Under normal circumstances, it should take you to the dashboard. Sometimes you have to go through if you're registering for the first time, it won't take you to the dashboard. Obviously, it's going to take you to the registration screen. Or if you log in and there's some situation where you're missing your credit card information, then it won't take you directly to this dashboard. But under normal circumstances, it will take you to this dashboard. Looking at the dashboard from left to right, you can find out the user information. You can find out information about the completed submissions. You can find out about all outstanding submissions. And finally, you can find out your submission rate. And then on the second row, you can find out the most submitted forms and the most outstanding forms. So basically, here it says you have a total, going back to the top left on the users, it says you have a total of 4 users and 3 groups. Now, if you want to verify that, on the left-hand side under user management, you can click user management. Under there, you click users. That should take you to the user management screen, and it should tell you, or it should show you, the total number of users. And as you can see here, you have 4 entries or 4 users. Now, if you want to check the number of groups, you can click under user management again. You click groups. That'll take you to the user group management. And as you can see here, again, you have 3 entries or 3 groups. So let's get back to the dashboard. You can get back to the dashboard by clicking dashboard, the dashboard link going in top left. Now I'm back at the dashboard. The next thing we're going to look at is the completed submissions. To date, it's showing that I have 1 submission completed out of the forms that I created. And that makes sense because a lot of the sample data that you see here are all test cases. That's why it's only 1. Okay. And if you look at the most submitted, that is also 1. So that's where your 1 submitted form comes in. Going on to all outstanding submissions. So it says here that I have a total of 7 submissions outstanding for the year, and 2 of them were this month. If you look under the most outstanding, it shows you the top 3 forms that are outstanding. This is great, especially if you are a manager or administrator and you're looking to see where your forms are pending or what forms you're waiting for to be submitted. You can look here very quickly without having to go to the form management and see which forms you're currently waiting for. Okay. And finally, you can look at the submission rate. Okay, submission rate basically is the total number of completed forms submitted out of all of the submitted forms you've received. Now, I know I've been mentioning completed forms versus submitted forms. A completed form means basically that the user not only saved the form, but they saved and finalized the form. That's the difference between a completed form and one that is not complete and just saved into the system. If your users are online and they're working on a form, they can continue working on the form for a couple of days and have it sit there and saved into the system without having it completed, whether it's because they didn't get around to completing the entire form or there's other things that they're waiting on before they complete the form. In those situations, those forms are going to sit there pending and not completed until the user actually clicks finalize, and then you will get a completed form. So that's the difference between a completed form and a submitted form. Okay. The last two sections, and I briefly went over them. Your submitted form basically tells you which form have been finalized. Outstanding form, again, is just the top 3 forms that are outstanding in your system. And that's it. That's your dashboard. Have a good one.